So I got a new tool, and this is a Milwaukee deep cut bandsaw. A really, really neat tool. It's a bandsaw that's portable, basically. There's really large versions of these in metal shops, but this is a portable one, and people use it to cut various materials: PVC pipe, steel pipe, aluminum, all kinds of stuff. You wouldn't really use it to cut wood as much because the teeth, unless you get something with really coarse teeth, you can. I think I'll go over the types of bandsaw blades you can get later, but anyways, generally this is used for cutting metal, and boy is it awesome for cutting metal. Just completely makes things so much easier. Instead of using a hand hacksaw, this just eats through metal. It's awesome because it's this nice continuous cut. So okay, there's two models of this bandsaw. The model I got is the 6238-20, and there's a 6238-21. The difference between the two is the 21 comes with a case. That's the only difference. Now, if you have use for the case, it's a nice case. I think it's a plastic case, so it's a hard case, not a soft case. A lot of my DeWalt tools, I do have hard cases, but this isn't going to really leave my my shop all that much, so I didn't really need the case, but it depends on your application. Alright, so I'm going to go over and do some test cuts with it, but I'll go over all the features of it and just show some close-up pictures and video of the saw itself to give you guys if you're thinking about getting one. Now, I should mention, this is a complete luxury for me because this is an expensive tool, at least for the do-it-yourselfer, but it is so great for cutting metal. I can't emphasize that enough. It's such a nice tool. Okay, so the box itself, it just comes in this cardboard box, pretty standard, but I'm just going to go over what's on the back and the specs of it. Okay, so the model that I got does not come with any blades, so that's kind of a bummer. It's like, you know, you're buying the tool, it should at least come with one test blade of some sort, even if it's a rough blade. Okay, so it's got a 11 amp ACDC motor, and there's two speeds on this saw. It goes 300 or 380 SFPM. I'm assuming that's feet per minute, something, I'm not sure what the S means, but anyways, two speeds. It's got some armor on it. It says job site armor technology, proprietary composite material, and crush zone barriers provide long-lasting rugged protection. So that's this stuff here. Has a large 5-inch cutting capacity, so you can cut 5x5. So that's this amount right here. It's lightweight at 14.5 pounds. I suppose for a bandsaw that is light, but it's a beast. It's heavy duty for sure, like it says on the box, I suppose. Tool-free locking adjustable shoe. Easily extend shoe for cutting against materials, or retract shoe for flush cuts. That's this guy right here, and I'll get to that, how that works later. But see, it moves down, so this is the shoe. So again, you don't need any tools to move it. Kind of hard to do with one hand, but anyways. Okay. Clear line of sight. Okay, that's just going over the ergonomics of it. Debris protection system. Delivers longer pulley life by removing debris during use. What that is right here. There's this little brush. So we can focus in on that. This right here for the material. It'll clean off anything on the wheel here. And basically it just goes over all of this on the corresponding numbers. Okay, so enough about the box. Let's get to it. Oh, and it's got a 5-year limited warranty, like all their tools. And I have a few of their tools. Milwaukee makes awesome tools. Okay, so it is pretty heavy, and lift it with one hand. It's 14.5 pounds, as it says. It's got a handle up here and a handle back here, obviously, to hold it. So it's a two-hand operation. You wouldn't want to use this with one hand. On the top here, it's a low and a high switch. So it's got two speeds. There's a model of this that's even more expensive, or Milwaukee makes another type of portable bandsaw that has an adjustable, a variable speed, whereas this only has 2 speeds. But for my applications, it's fine. Again, I mentioned about the bumpers, the armor. So there's the saw blade I have in here. I have a 18 teeth per inch bandsaw blade in there right now. This is the shoe, and I just showed it earlier when I was reading out. But so how this works is you push in on it and it moves in and out. I'll have to set the camera down to do that. And that's for cutting up against materials. So if you're cutting something, I'll just use this piece of wood for instance, it flushes up against it, right? So that way, because it's going to cut back, the bandsaw blade is going to move that way, and it's just going to cut up against it, so just something to steady it up against. So that's this shoe. Just nice and adjustable. Right like that. Okay, so to change the bandsaw blade, you got this little guy here, releases it. I'm not going to really do it, but it takes you about a minute to change. So it loosens the blade. I'm going to tighten it back up, but all the blade does is it sits against these rubber rollers. I think it's rubber. Yeah, it's this hard rubber. All the way around. You just load your blade in, and it goes up against these rollers right here. So, oh, actually I did pop it out. Alright, I just have to pop that back in. So, I guess you will see me putting this on. So, anyways, it just slips on like that. I'm going to put tension back on it so it doesn't pop out. There's these spots right here. I'm pretty sure those are used for changing out the brushes. Now, I'll show you the back side of this. So, again, I showed you this earlier. This is a brush for cleaning out debris as it's spinning around. I think I'll plug it in. I'll just spool it up. There's no safety on it. It basically pull the trigger and it goes. So that's on low. And that's on high. So it's not really that quiet. But anyways, that's about all that's to it. We got the trigger here. It's a positive pull. There's no locking mechanism for it. Again, the front handle. Kind of hard to show, but anyways, I'm going to set up a stand and cut some material to show you how it cuts. I'll go over the bandsaw blades real quick. So I picked up some Milwaukee blades just because that's what they had. I got this, it was cheaper than $30 for 3 of these. I think I paid around $25. Depending, the more you buy, the cheaper they are. There's different makes and brands that you can get, there's different brands. Anyways, the blade length, I should mention, is 44 and 7/8 long. So you can just buy any generic blade if you want. And then it goes on the back here just to explain the teeth per inch and what you would be cutting, depending if it's a thin or thick material or the hardness of it. I have the 18 inch. I'd probably go between 18 and 24 for most of my application for cutting metal. I guess you can get a 10 teeth per inch blade. There's a 14, 24, 10, 14, and 14, 18. Okay, so I have the 18. So that cut right through this galvanized pipe. Super easy. The hacksaw, that would take forever. So I'll try to get a different angle on here and cut some other material. So that cuts through this tubing like butter. And normally with a hacksaw this would be a real pain in the ass to cut because it's so thin. So we'll focus in on that. So nice clean cuts on that. And on this is the other pipe I cut. Nice clean cuts. That's 18 teeth per inch. So it does a really great job. So I got a piece of wood in here now clamped up just to go over just the technique of cutting with this guy. And you want to make sure you're directly over it so you can see where you're cutting. So you're looking down on the blade here. And you want to plunge down on it. You can go off on an angle depending on, I guess, your application. If you're doing a flush cut you wouldn't put the shoe down, but I have the shoe down. So you get the work piece, you get the piece of material you want to cut like against it like that. Then you want to spool up the saw and then just plunge down on it. Now that was on high, this is on low. With a bit of practice, you can really chew through stuff really quickly. So, I just wanted to mention that this comes with a nice rubberized cord. Nice and flexible. It's like -2 out here. I can see my breath. And it's still nice and flexible. Nice and thick cord. Handle the 11 amps. So I got some Schedule 60, I think, conduit in here. So just want to show you that it cuts through this so easily. So yeah, cuts awesome. So that's the Milwaukee portable bandsaw. Let me just focus out on this. Zoom out. Okay. So yeah, so far I've had it a little bit now, and I've been using it to cut various materials. I really like this saw. If you're in the market shopping for one of these, it is an awesome cutting tool. There's a few different brands out there. I looked at Milwaukee and DeWalt. Milwaukee gave me the best price versus features. I really like this 5" by 5" cutting area, so I can cut like 5" pipe if I need it to. Just gives you the most versatility. So overall, really well built. It should last many years. If you have any questions or comments, post them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. Okay, thanks for watching.